Okay, so this is Build Your Skills for Lesson 3 in Linear Relations. Number 9 says, Henrique has a monthly food budget of $450, and the following graph shows an approximation of how much money he has left in his budget each day. So if you look at the graph here, it starts at 450 right here. And you can see it's trending down over 10 days. He's got 300 left. 15, it looks like about 220, 20, about 150, and so on, all the way down to 30 days until he hits zero. And the 30 days being for a month. So estimate how much money he has left in his food budget after 15 days. So the good part about a graph is even though you have only on this graph 6 points, you can use the line in between to answer some questions or make approximations. So if we go to 15 days, all you want to do is draw a line straight down to make sure you hit the black line at the right spot, and then go over perpendicular to see how much money he would have. And what we're looking at is that spot right there. And estimation wise, there could be a few there. Like if that's 250, that could be 230, maybe 220. I know I said 220 at the beginning there, but I think I'm going to go 230. Okay. Now B says, what is the slope of the line and what does it represent? Okay, so remember slope. You need your rise and run, or in the case of negative slope, you can also call it your drop and run. Both are fine. So slope, and in our case, it goes down 450 over 30 days, which is our run. And you can calculate it to be minus $15 per day. Or, like I said, you could do, if the negatives confuse you in the calculation, you can just go 450 divided by 30, and you can get $15 per day, and just know you lose 15 because it goes down. Okay? And what does it represent? It represents the money he spends per day. Okay, so that's example 9. On the next page, example 10. A 500-liter tank of water is leaking at a rate of 10 liters every 3 hours. So it's going down. Create a table of values that shows the amount of water remaining after 3, 9, 15, and 24. And then we're going to graph it. Okay. So your x and your y, and x will be the independent value, and in this case, that is going to be time. And just remember, that's always a hint. Time. Okay, so we got, I'm going to put in 0, 3, 9, 15, and 24. Okay, so at 0, there should be all 500 liters. And it says it goes down 10 every 3 hours. So 3 hours have passed, so this would be at 490 liters left. Now these other ones are kind of spaced out, 9, 15, and 24. So I'm just going to pull out the calculator and do it by hand here. So I'm going to start at 500, there is, or sorry, there's 3 hours, 6 hours, and 9 hours. 470. And then 12 hours, 15. And we'll keep going here. 18, 21 hours, and 24. Okay, so you can see that that's a bit, a little bit of work there to get those figured out. And for a scale, on the y-axis, every 2 I went 100. And that was pretty good. And on the side there, we'll put liters. And then along the bottom, there's 15 blocks. And I just found every block being 3 hours was kind of a good number to use. We're going to have more than 24 for sure, but that's fine. 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, and 42. And this is time, and it's in hours. Okay, so now I'll go over here, and we'll plot these. Now these are going to be a little bit tough, because they're going to be pretty close together. So the first one's 500 and 0. And then 3 hours, it's 490. So remember, this would be 450, so that's probably there somewhere. 9 hours is right here. That's 470, just above halfway. 15 would be right there at 450. You can kind of see some of my dots might be off there. 24 is 420 down here. And this looks pretty linear, although some of my dots seem a bit off. Yeah, this one here. Okay. Now, what is the slope of the line? So again, you can use any 2 points. To me, the easiest ones to use are anything with 0. So we'll use 24 and 0 and 500 and 420. So again, that's the drop. There's your run. Okay, so this goes down. It goes from 500 to 420, so that's down 80 and over 24. So my slope, down 80 over 24. And this comes out to negative 3.3 repeating. So in your calculator, just so you remember what that looks like, negative 80 divided by 24, like that. So if you get repeating like that, just put a line over top and it means all of the 3's. And this would be liters per hour. So effectively, this tank is losing 3.3 repeating liters per hour. And that makes sense because every 3 hours, if you're losing 10 liters, right, 10 divided by 3 is going to be negative 3.33. Okay, about how long will it take for the tank to empty? So what we're talking about here is from 500, how long will it take to get down to 0? So we know it's going to go down 500, but the question is, what's the time, right? So if I extended this line, this red one, all the way down to here, at what time is it going to hit? Okay, but we know the slope. It is negative 3.3 repeating, and we can use our table, or our equation here. So negative 3.3 repeating, and it's down 500 over our run, or you can put X. It doesn't matter. Okay, so then run. If you prefer to use the symbol X for an unknown, absolutely go ahead. But I'm just staying consistent with the rise over run formula. Okay, so we got to divide this because we got to do the opposite on both sides. And there you go. Okay. In your calculator, what you can do if you have one of these is you can go negative 500 divided by second, hit this yellow button, and you will activate answer. Turn this button into the yellow lettered symbol here, answer, and it'll take this whole decimal and slap it in here. And then you get 150. If you clear your calculator, you're like, oh, shoot, I lost the decimal number. What you can do to be safe, to make sure you get all the repeating, is just punch in 8 or 9 of them. Okay? And see how it's going to come out to roughly the same number? That's all we really need there. So 150 hours. Okay? So 150 hours to drain a 500-liter tank at that rate. And that is it for lesson 3, build your skills, examples 9 and 10.